Today, we have a presentation, and I decided to just focus on one image. Before we go, I'd like to say real thank you to the group here for inviting me, especially Sarah, Helen, Christine. I'm not from here, so this is a big honor to me, and I really don't want to waste your time. I'm coming from this city. You know, I like to joke about it. It's deep Russia. I say it out of love. It's deep Russia. It's not Moscow. And, you know, I grew up in this family. Mother, architect. Father, engineer. It was just a dream life. We had a house. My father would build like greenhouses. He would build me a hut. And I would go to this hut and work on like, you know, mopeds and bikes. And I'm thinking about it right now. It's like, wow, I want it now. I want that exact life right now. Just working in the hut with my hands. You know, and it's interesting how I come to this conclusion after all this. We call it LOT saga. I had a son, and he's just teaching me everything every day. So I'm going to give you a tool that I use every day. This is a formula that I use every day. I figured you guys come here for knowledge, information. I figured you're kind enough to call me. So I'll give you everything I know. I truly use this principle on my daily life. Moreover, if you study and research our work, you will see that this formula comes through every single process or product. This formula is not applicable only to me. It's not only I can execute it. It's anyone can do this. And I even thinking, you know, while doing this image, I was thinking, well, anyone can actually use this formula not even for design, but just for almost everyday life. Because when I start to see that people, getting very interested in just packaging and design in general, because it's everywhere. You know, we have pop culture that is focused around graphic design. It's beautiful moment for us designers to witness. And so I think that this formula, you can apply it to just everyday life. I'll show you how, and I will teach you how to make the greatest design on the planet. So on our everyday life, at company especially, it's a lot, but I call it 24/6. It's the year where we live. The names doesn't matter. It's the year when it's all going to happen. And so from that year, we take this information. So we can apply it to 2022, 2023, and so on, no matter what is outside. This is something you can go home, tell your mom and say, hey mom, I know it's been crazy, but look what I have. This is the purpose of this presentation. So when we start to design anything, I think about it as a 9 months process. It's 9 month process. 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. First 3 months are for research, getting together, understanding, getting the chemistry between people, understanding who is in the team and who is not in the team. You have to respect your process. You have to respect yourself in the way you work with each other every day. That's the basic. So it all starts with idea. See, on this circle, we have no beginning and no end. Just a ring. For the matter of the conversation, let's say we start with idea. We all have ideas. What's next? This is 3 months you have to spend on your idea, because your idea is not just a thought. Your idea is a combination of very complex system of things that behind your idea. Sometimes you can see it, sometimes you don't, but your idea in your head, never a coincidence. You have to care a lot about your idea. You can't just tell it someone in the bar. You have to be respectful to your idea. You spend 3 months on the idea. You're talking to people. You're learning the chemistry of people. It's not about design at this point. It's not about your skills. It's not about Photoshop. It's about people, energy, because that's where it starts. You will see in this presentation that it all works like a pyramid, but reverse. You have bad idea, you have bad company. Simple stuff, right? But something that you have to learn with scars. What is good idea? Good idea is that something that you really, really want. Why it's so hard to come up with good idea? Because you have to be brave for yourself. This is not for society. This is not for her. This is not for him. Idea is for you. Idea is not to prove anyone anything. Idea is what will make you survive this life. That's what idea is. And if you don't feel this, if you don't feel love to idea, to yourself, because of the idea of yourself, why you're doing this, how you're doing this, what tools you pick, what people you pick. It's about beauty from the beginning, from day one, because it scales. You have a great idea. You started with someone who is saying, yeah, let's see. Bad idea. Fast forward 3 years, this person start to acting out on your idea. We've all been there. So take your time, 3 months. You don't have to spend more, because I saw people who do this for entire life. What is I'm doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? The truth is that number one rule of startup is that right now, you can do it right now. You can try it right now. This is just a trick. Nobody sees, just try it for yourself. You write 3 things that you want to do. Doesn't matter. That's the point. It doesn't matter. Don't think of what he thinks or she thinks. Just what I have a son, I have this. No, what you think is good for you. What you feel. What do you feel? 3 ideas. You put it now. Pick the one that is the easiest to make, that you can make right now, and go from there. That's it. That's all you have to know about starting a company. I'm telling you from starting 3 companies. I'm telling you from selling a company coming from deep Russia, selling it to top San Francisco company, Airbnb. I've been validated. This process has been validated. Next, you have 3 months more. That's when you start to design. Now you're sure that the condition of your creation is set. Nobody, you have no excuses. That's very important. Money is not an excuse. She, he, it, it's not an excuse. Life is not an excuse. You pick one that's easiest to make. You can do it. It's fun to do, whatever it is. I like to cook. Let's start something simple. What other people might like. What other people might want to get, what they don't have in their life, and so on. You brainstorm with yourself. If you have a partner that is willing to hear you, great, but don't get it confused. It's you who running the thing. Next, prototype. That's where you start next 3 months. Now the cycle is on. Now think about the whole ring. The saying goes like this. Idea is not a prototype. Prototype is not a product. Product is not a business. Business is not a company. Even when you have a company, it's not a culture. Idea is not a prototype. You have to make it. Prototype is not a product. You have to produce it. Product is not business. You have to work with other people and find ways to sell your product. That's business. Now you have money, it's running. This VC like this VC, I'm in San Francisco. Ooh, ooh, wow, it's all happening. You have business that you run. It's not a company. Company is when a group of people think aligned. Think about it as cult, your cult. Company are great examples. Pixar, Airbnb, Apple, that's company. But only few makes to culture. That's immortality. That's forever. Culture is not current culture. Culture is not current culture. Culture is humanity. What we're doing here. Why we're doing this. Why I'm not pleased with myself today. Did I say something wrong to someone? Why I feel bad? What if I try tomorrow to do something else differently? Oh, I have a job. What if I quit the job? It's just you, man. That energy translates to culture. Yes, it might scale to billions of people. Doesn't matter. Culture starts from you. You see the cycle? And then you come to idea again. The trick with this diagram is to think of anything in these terms. The trick, then you create something, don't stuck on idea. Don't stuck on prototype. Oh, I have to think of the company. There's a joke, right? And so Wherever I start something, if I have no idea, like let's say you, once again, the purpose of this presentation is not for me to show off or the purpose of this presentation is so you can make money because you're going after this in the new world that is, don't need a designer. Reason? Tools are amazing. That's it. It's not your fault, not my fault. Tools are amazing. Finally, kids can create without a middleman. As a designer, you have to be middleman. Think about it in two ways. You can be a middleman or you can be translator. I see many middlemen, every corporation out there. It's my idea, it's me, it's my idea. I did it. Next thing you know, there's an update on LinkedIn. Senior designer, Airbnb, 1 year. This is damage to the company and to the culture. This thinking, just like Steve Jobs said, there's no consulting, there's only manufacturing. You either go in or you're not doing it. So the next person comes to you, he says, can you design something for me? Try to go all in. Put your entire life into this. Focus. Just for the exercise of it. You run, you smoke, you drink. Try extreme focus. Make it with extreme love. But think beyond just the task. Idea is not a prototype. You have to make it with your hands. You have to put energy. You have to show people how it's done. Put it on YouTube. Show it that you done it. It's your hands. Put love into this. This is your baby. That's why I'm saying 9 months. Free. 3 months. First trimester. The body getting used to. The idea. Second trimester. Development. Make sure the mother is in comfort. That's not a pillow. That's comfort, both mental and physical. Next 3 months, delivery, preparation. It's exactly here. Follow this rule to deliver your products. Think of your product as a mother. And once product is developed, once the product is developed, once the product is delivered, start thinking about it as a father. Build it. I'm not saying I don't care about who you are. I'm just saying this works. This brought money to me. I have no education. I'm coming from deep Russia. By the way, I just like to have a special shout out to everyone who will be watching this in my hometown. I love you guys. I love this process. You know, it's so shout out to Samara. Idea is not a prototype. Prototype is not a product. Product is not business. Business is not company. Company is not a culture. That's it. Look at something. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a parent to tell you something that is in front of your eyes. Let's exercise. Let's exercise. Imagine we want to build a product. I'm thinking What's in the air right now? Well, what's positive in the air right now? The shift towards psychedelics, amazing. The identity shift, amazing. Makers movement, amazing. Women start to thrive finally after generations of we see a world finally getting it together. Yes, it's just an idea, but we see it. We see it every day in the mirror. Oh, it was me all the way. It was just me. It's me. It's just me. It's not her. It's not him. It's me. That's what last year brought to us. Respect this information. This is important. And so I'm thinking, makers, people, love. I'd like to build a product on psychedelics. That's the subject I'd like to focus. It's interesting. It's new. It's coming. I heard in Auckland, it's legalized or decriminalized. I heard in LA, they're thinking about it for medical purposes. Oh, that's amazing because people going to get aware that there's a new medicine in town. It's friendly, it's helpful. How can I transform this idea through product so people can feel exactly that? So people don't feel ashamed. So people don't feel guilty. This is such a subject, what it is. It's new, psychedelics. You're going to see, well, that's an idea. Let it cook for 3 months. Think of it. Next prototype. Try things that you can get off the shelf. Understand the experience behind it, why it's important, what you're trying to achieve here, right? Prototype. But don't stuck on this and don't get, because you know, this is just first, second step. There's more, there are more things to come. You go to product. Now you have a great product. You have this interesting idea that is prototyped. You have packaging prototyped. You have some marketing materials prototyped. Shout out to Tony Fadell for this most important advice. He said, before you do anything, write an article about yourself and the company in the press of your choice in the future. That's the moment to do it. Prototype. Prototype is not glue and wood. Prototype is a tweet, email you'll send out, response you have to train. People be like, oh, what you doing? That's also prototype. Live in prototype. That's your life now. Product. Now you have something that your friends liked, your family liked. You see beneficial effects on this. You understand. Maybe, just maybe, the timing is aligned. I know some people in the city. I will build this company. I'm going to do this. I heard a lot of things. There's a lot of information out. I have my team, group of people that think aligned. I have teachers. I have my parents. I know this is a journey for at least 10, 15 years. 10, 15 years. And I go for this. Bracing yourself. Making sure that everyone in your circle knows what you're about to do, because it's not going to be pleasant. Because product is when you scale your prototype. Now you have to think of 100 units, 200 units, 300 units. Strategize that, plan it. Plan versions. Number one mistake that I would make before I would start any project, I would think of the V10. Don't do it, doesn't matter. Think of V0. As I said, write down 3 things that you know, that you love, that you feel, that relate to you from your parents, from your childhood, from the place you are. Doesn't matter. Your memory. Write this. It makes warm. Write it down. Pick that one because that's something you're going to stack till you die. It's an idea that you molded into prototype with your hands. And now you have to use your mind to scale this prototype. Don't go for V10. Don't make this mistake. Go for V0. If you're doing psychedelic, well, what if the product is just as simple as a molded ring? What if it's like a molded ring that says some values on it? And I can make it something, I can ask someone that into cooking and into deep chemistry to help me to come up with right formula. So it's an edible. Maybe just like my son used, maybe it's like pressed rice, pressed grains with a drop of psilocybin. Right, that's a good start. I'm going to pitch investors. That's business. Because now it's not your mind. That's not how smart you are. That's how smart your people and people around you. I'm saying this deliberately. Your people is it's like hip hop. Your people to go in business. Now you have to scale the company. What it is sounds fancy. You've been doing 46 tasks for 2 years. You know everything about your product. You know every single number behind it. You know the supplier of wood. You know the supplier of glue. You know everything. Now you write this down in a spreadsheet. One task, one thought, one cell. Oh, I have to run Twitter, right? That's a task. Business is assigning people to those tasks. Once people assigns to those tasks, the company start to run, generate money. Now you have to think where you get more money because now you have to scale. The problem with our work, designers, that we do something that is so ahead of its time that people don't see it. So just like Alan Kay would say, hardware is the same as software. It's just crystallized slower or faster. Point being is that once the company is built, that means that you have on your hands something that works without you. Yes, there's press happening. Yes, there's infrastructure going on. People come to you only for executive decisions. Sounds very simple, but I spent my entire life to understand what is an executive manager. Being a designer. Be an executive manager, or you will be assigned with executive manager. It's just, there's no third option. Be an executive manager of your idea, of your company, of your business. That's it. Now the team send you things for approval. And next, this has to run for 10 to 20 years. It's not because you're doing something wrong, or it's because ideas are off. It takes time to build a company. eventually, when time goes by, you have culture. Companies like Mercedes, Ford, doesn't matter. It's not about the labels, it's just about there's a culture. You don't like their culture? I don't like their culture. So I built my culture. And please do the same. Don't go to be in their culture. Double check. Do you want to be in their culture? Don't go to be in their culture for money. Don't do it. And I understand we have time.
Yeah,
I wanted to finish this just in this psychedelic product that we have right here in front of us can be dosed. That's the questions you would ask. Do I dose it? Do I do it? How I pack it? What if this just full dose, 10 grams? That's the value I'm trying to say. Respect your users, respect people who use it. They will understand abstract things. So that's your job to abstract things for them. Use this formula so you can abstract things.